Perfect. As you could hear, that's quite a melancholy song. So tämä oli aika melankolinen kappale. And that's what Finnish music is very known for. We are very known for being melancholic. Me ollaan suomalaisina tosi melankolisia ja meidän laulut on kans aika melankolisia. Tämä hyvin kuvastaa sitä. Let's go through the lyrics. They were here like a second ago. There we go. So the song itself is quite slow. So there's a lot of stretching of vowels. Sua, vain. So there's not really consonants at all, which I think this is such a good exercise for the Finnish language as well, because we do sometimes enjoy stretching our vowels. So a little different from what we did last week. And if you have any comments or questions as we go along, just pop them in the chat area or just raise your hand in the Zoom thingy and we'll have a discussion. I think that it's great if you have any questions as we go along. Oh, so it doesn't even let me write sua, but here we go. So first verse, ensimmäinen säkeistö, sua vain. So sua is the shortened word for sinua. This is more kind of like a speech thing. It's not like literal language, sua. So if I would just be having a chat with my friend, I wouldn't say sinua, I would say sua. So it's more like a lingo situation. So sua vain, only you, or you only would be a better translation, but it doesn't work as well. As I've said before, the translation is always a bit tricky. It'll give you the idea of what it means, but the words can't be in the similar order or the same way that Finnish words are, because it just doesn't translate as well, but at least you'll get the idea of what it means. Sua vain. Yli kaiken mä rakastan. Above all I love. So here again, mä is the shortened word for minä. So again, if I would be having a chat with a friend, I would use mä. But I'm from actually northern Finland, so I would say mä, but that's a whole different thing. So mä is just more of a lingo thing than minä. It's more proper language to use minä. But again, it's quite poetic, so it works better. So again, this line would be yli kaiken mä rakastan. Sinä taivaani päällä maan. You're my heaven on earth. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan. I forget my worldly sorrows. This is a very poetic line. I don't think anyone would really use this sentence if you're just having a chat. Minä maiset murheeni. But I think it's a very beautiful sentence and people should use it more. So minä maiset, so my worldly murheeni, sorrows or troubles, unohdan. I forget them. Sinisilmis kun katsoa saan. Sinisilmis means blue-eyed. Sinisilmäinen would be the kind of basic form of the word. Sinisilmis kun katsoa saan. And again we repeat. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan. I forget my worldly sorrows. Sinisilmis kun katsoa saan. There's a kun missing. When I get to look into your blue eyes. Verse 2. It starts similarly as the first one. Sua, which was sinua. Sua vain yli kaiken. Only you above all I love. Sinä taivaani päällä maan. You're my heaven on earth. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan. I forget my worldly sorrows. Sinisilmiis kun katsoa saan. When I get to look into your blue eyes. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan. I forget my worldly sorrows. Sinisilmiis kun katsoa saan. When I get to look into your blue eyes. Another thing about this song is that it's not really that common to have the first and second verse to be almost exactly the same, but they just thought that it works, and it does. So I'm not going to question it. Then we get to the chorus. Ylin riemuni oot, mitä toivoisin. Oot again is lingo for olet. Sinä olet, sinä oot, sä oot is basically what we would use more commonly when we're just talking. Ylin riemuni oot, mitä toivoisin. You're the supreme joy, the highest joy, what I could hope for. Sä, again it's sinä, sä kun istut mun rinnallain, when you sit next to me. Rinnallain this is the basic format of it, but it just means by my side or next to me, rinnallain. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin. This is a bit older Finnish, so it means kallis. It kind of means expensive if you like translate it kind of directly, but in this situation it just means that you're my most precious thing that I have. So olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin. You are my dearest of all, my treasure. Olet onneni unelmain. You are my dream of happiness. We go to the bridge. Oi, sallithan että mä suutelen. Mä, again, is short for minä. And the beginning oi is just oh. Oi, sallithan että mä suutelen. Oh, please let me kiss. Sinisilmiäs armahain. I'll put armaani there. So, sinisilmiäs armahain. Your blue eyes, my love. Armahain it's a term of endearment, my love. Ja jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen. Oh yes, Carrie, you had a question.
Yes, I have a question about this sallitan. After the
sallitan. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It means to give me permission.
Saisinko and salitan, are they connected? Are they similar?
Yes, I'll put that next to it. This might be a bit more poetic way to kind of ask it, sallitan, but saisinko and sallitan are they mean the same thing. So give me permission, can I please?
Okay.
Kiitos. Ja jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen. So here we have quite a few of these. Sun is sinun, and joutunen means joutua. So sun, I think we've kind of got that. It means you or your, but it's just a shorter term when you're just speaking Finnish. Then the word joutunen means like if I must go away. So the translation for this would be, and if I ever must go away from you. Kuvas seuraa mun matkallain. So mine is a shortened for minun, just like sun is for sinun. Kuvas seuraa mun matkallain. The picture of you follows my journey. And repeat. Ja jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, and if I ever must go away from you, kuvas seuraa mun matkallain. The picture of you follows my journey. And then we go back to the chorus. There's an N missing. Ylin riemuni oot, mitä toivoisin. You're the supreme joy, what I could hope for. And again, there's oot, which means olet. This is just the lingo thing. Sä kun istut mun rinnallain, when you sit next to me. Again, sä, sinä, mun, minun. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin. You are my dearest of all, my treasure. Olet onneni unelmain. You are my dream of happiness. I think we could listen to one of the versions here now, just so that we don't just, talk about the words too much. So just you get a little break from that and you get to listen to it again and again with different kind of voices. And like I said last time, I've tried to find different kind of versions so that there's a bigger chance for you to really relate with the song. So let me just share you the next part. I thought this was quite nice. This is by Ella Eriksson, a cover.
mitä toivoisin, sä kun istut mun rinnallain. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin, olet onneni unelmain. Oi sallithan, että mä suutelen sinisilmies armahain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuva seuraa mun matkallain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuva seuraa mun matkallain.
Do you have any comments about this version? Do you prefer maybe this one or yeah?
It was
Oh,
beautiful.
it makes me cry as well. I loved her version so much, and the lyrics are so emotional. I thought that was really nice. That's why I wanted to show you as well. Does anyone else have?
But
Oh,
she
sorry, yes,
also-
Carrie.
But one thing she has, rather than Jajos kauas, it's Majos kauas.
Yes. So because the lyrics are quite old in the sense of like lyrics, they just change around. You kind of have free motion for that if you want to change it to. And you can also hear it with newer songs, because some people just prefer to say like a different want to give different meaning to the words. But usually this isn't an old song. This is from the 70s, if you really think about it. But the lyrics have kind of had to change throughout time as well, because it's a little bit of a different world that we live now than in the 70s. So I think she's made these artistic changes because she preferred to, and I love her for that. Go her. Does anyone else?
I was just thinking, because I was helping people with English, and somebody had said that they love Mannerschein, is its version of Beggin?
Yes.
And their version is so different from the original version.
Even the lyrics, I think they've changed them around a little bit.
A lot.
Yeah. So this is what happens with music when you give, musicians free hands. They just go for it. Anyone else? Do you have any comments? Do you think that the emotion came through a little bit better now that you could see the person who's singing? Yeah. Great. I think next what we could do is kind of go through a little bit phonetically the words like we did last time. I know it's a bit boring, or it can be a bit boring, but it's just so that you get a good mouth feel to the words, which is a funny word. But I'm sure there'll be benefits with it. So like I spoke last time about the vowels, they kind of go in different places when we speak, and especially when we sing. But I think we'll focus more on just the general feel of the word. So just from the beginning, uwa, it goes in the front. Sua, ua, sua, vain. And when there's an a and an e sound, it goes in the front because the e is more dominating. Vain, sua, vain. Yli, y is again, it's a front kind of vowel. Yli, kaiken. Again, there's an ai, kaiken. And then that just goes right in the front. Even if it would be short, ma, it's quite a nasal sound. Mä. Rakastan. Now this stays quite in the middle, even though it's an A sound, but it's because there's so many consonants in the middle. Rakastan, I love, which I think this is one of the best words in Finnish because there's only 3 vowels, but they're all the same vowel. So easy to remember. Sinä, again, it goes in the front. Sinä. But then we do taivaani. Did you hear a little? Obviously, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it starts going front, tai, but then it goes back, vaani, and it goes back in the front for the ni. Especially with double vowels. Last week we spoke about double consonants. So this is a little different with double vowels. You really need to also be careful with them because it can give a different meaning to the word if you don't use the double vowels. Sinä taivaani päällä. Päällä is in the front again. Maan. We go way back. Maan. Sinä taivaani päällä maan. I hope this is making sense. Just so you can kind of get the feel of it. Minä, again in the front. N is great, and the M, because they're as consonants, they go in the front as well. So you just minä, all in the front. Maiset, maiset, quite basic. I goes in the front and e is just kind of flat. Maiset. Murheeni. U sound in this, it can kind of go in the back as well, but in this, no, because it's an M-U-R, murheeni. It goes a bit more in the front because of the way it's written or how this word is. Murheeni, unohdan. Now the HD is a very, it feels uncommon in Finland. Like I think we don't use it that often, but I think I'm wrong. I think it just sneaks up on you and I forget it. But in this word, unohdan, so I forget. It's basically uno, done. Unohdan. So I think it's okay to kind of add a little in the H, unohdan, just so that it makes it more clear. And then sinisilmis, not the easiest word, even for us Finns, because there's just a lot of sound. Sinisilmis. Sini means blue and silmis, your eyes. Sinisilmis, in the front because it's an E sound. Kun it's a bit more in the throat. Kun katsoa. Now, again, it kind of stays flat because of the consonants. Katsoa, but then we have a double A sound, so we go back. Saan, saan. A little bit more to the throat. Sinisilmis, kun katsoa saan. And when you sing it, it actually goes down as well. Saan. So you can just sing it. It'll feel natural when you do it. And then we repeat. Minä, maiset, murheeni, unohdan. Oh, I forgot to say in murheeni, again, double vowel, murheeni. So you kind of have to smile when you say it, even though it means sorrows, which ironic. Murheeni, unohdan. Sinisilmis, kun katsoa saan. Again, it kind of wants to go in the back. Saan. It's the same again, but we'll repeat it because it's good for us. Sua in the front. Vain, yli, kaiken, a little flat. Mä rakastan. A lot of consonants. Sinä, taivaani, double A, taivaani. But then we change into päällä, taivaani, päällä, maan. Changes around. Minä, maiset, murheeni, unohdan. Sinisilmiis, kun katsoa saan. Minä, maiset, murheeni, unohdan. Sinisilmiis, kun katsoa saan. Whenever there's a double vowel or a double consonant, they're very important to remember to pronounce them. It just makes the whole word make sense. Not the whole world. That's a bit much. Okay. Chorus. Ylin riemuni oot. Ylin, very front. Riemuni. It there's an ie, rie, muni. So honestly, when I spell these out, Finnish language sounds ridiculously funny. It's just rie, muni, but I hope it makes sense to you as well. Ylin, rie, muni. Then we have oot, oot. Oh, I'm just reading a message. Okay. I think our Sky people could answer you this, Carrie. If you have more questions, can you see the chat?
No, I cannot.
Okay. I can message you. I'll just forward to you. Sorry, just a second.
Okay.
There we go. We're almost done here. Toivoisin, again with the vowels. Oi, oi, in. Basically, that's what you need to remember. Toivoisin. Sä, kun istut mun rinnallain. Sä, kun istut mun rinnallain. Again, with rinnallain, there's double consonants twice with the N and the L. Rinnallain. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin. Kaikkeni, double K. Aarteeni. So there's double vowels. Aarteeni. Kallehin. Olet onneni unelmain. With the word onneni, double consonant. Onneni. And then we go to the bridge. Oi, sallithan. Quite similar to what we've been talking about with being kind of flat, but there's double consonants. Sallithan and a th. Että, mä. We've gone through these words. Suutelen, double vowel. Suutelen. Sinisilmiäs. Sinisilmiäs, again quite in the front. Armahain. Ja jos kauas sun luotasi. Ja jos, these words have come up before. Kauas, aua, aua is the middle vowel part. Kauas sun luotasi. Again, it goes more in the front. Luotasi, joutunen. joutunen. So it's just rounding up these vowels, especially when we sing this song. Kuvas seuraa mun matkallain. Kuvas, flat, seuraa, double vowel, mun, matkallain, double consonant, line. Ja jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuvas seuraa mun matkallain. And then we've done the kertosäke once before. Ylin riemuni oot, mitä toivoisin. Sä, kun istut mun rinnallain. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni, kallehin, olet onneni unelmain. Great, we did that. And now I think we should listen to the original again. And then we can listen to another version of it again. So maybe this you can sing along now if you feel like you want to do it. Obviously you have your mics off and your cameras off, so it's a safe space for you to try it if you want to. There we go. Yes, Carrie.
It is ma. Ma jos kauas.
Is it?
Joo, molemmat.
I'm just wondering because I took these lyrics off from Leif's own, like his personal bio that had the lyrics, but you might be right. I think I've just heard it differently then. But we can change it.
Does it make a change in the meaning much or no?
No, it doesn't. Because it would just change the beginning from ya to ma, but the meaning is the same. And if I ever must go away from you, that's how it is. But I'll change that for you and I'll send these lyrics again. So just, just so that you all get the right ones. It's no bother at all, honestly. I think I've just decided in my brain that this is how it is. I've never heard it differently. So it's good that you were being so oh my gosh, what's the word? Sharp. Like you were on top of it. Well done. Well done, Carrie. How did this song feel now that we've kind of gone through the lyrics a bit more phonetically? Do you think it could be easier to sing now that you have a different kind of approach to it? You can send them in the chat, or if you want to, talk out, please do. I want to know how you're feeling.
I have one question regarding
Yes.
the song. It's the part that talks about the picture. Is it related with war, or what was the context of the composition of that time?
That is such a good question, and I've actually been thinking about the same thing. When this came out, there wasn't a war going on in Finland. However, it has a very the idea of someone carrying someone's picture is to me related to kind of a war situation. But then this wasn't really explained anywhere. So I think it's open for interpretation. However, I do think that the idea of it is that if the person ever has to go somewhere or ever have to go away, they'll always keep that person's picture with them and they'll always travel with them. I hope that kind of answered you. Carrie, you had a question.
In the 1970s, though, also Finland was going through a lot of change, and a whole lot of Finns had to leave the country to find work, especially going to Sweden. And so it wasn't that they really necessarily wanted to move, but they felt that they had to move in order to get work. And so it could have something to do with that. Or it could also perhaps, I mean, because you always have the national service that everybody has to do. And so you always have this sort of constant feel that you're in reserve in case things do become troublesome again.
That too is such a good point. And I don't know how, or do you guys know that much about the Finnish system yet? But especially men have to go to army for a year when they turn 18. So this could definitely be a little bit of reflect that situation as well. And yes, Carrie, like you said, people moved a lot to all over Scandinavia. Some even went to kind of America. So a lot was happening in Finland during the 70s. So I just think it reflects all of that kind of hardship that we had to go through. And, you know, guys still have to go to the army for a year. So I actually would love if, well, I wasn't with my husband at the time, but he definitely would have had a picture of me if he had gone to the army when we were together at the time. But I'm glad you're finding all these meanings behind these songs, even though this is quite a classical tune. Like, you can really hear these songs. I read a story about a couple who passed away around the similar time, and they played this song at their mutual funeral, which I thought was just really, really romantic. But it's also played in weddings. It sounds almost like a waltz, but it isn't. So there's a little just kind of dance vibe to it. You just want to slow dance with someone to it. I'll also share, I have a couple of different versions I'd like to show you. This is a man singing, Pepe Wilberg. And this is from a really good TV show. I think it was called Elämäni laulu. I'll write that for you, so if you want to check it out. I just got a message, just a second. No, I'll just hit that first, and then just a second. I'll put this on.
Sua vain yli kaiken mä rakastan, sinä taivaani päällä maa. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan, sinisilmis kun katsoa saan. Sä kun istut mun rinnallai, olet kaikkeni, aarteeni, kallein, olet onneni, unelmai. Oi sallithan, että mä suuteen armain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuvas seuraa mun matkallai. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuvas seuraa mun matkallai. Oi sallithan, että mä suutelen sinisilmiäs armain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuvas seuraa mun matkallai. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuvas seuraa mun matkallai. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuvas seuraa mun matkallai.
Oh, thank you, Gabriela, and thank you for your comment as well. I think was it you who said you watched this? Yes, this is a very popular show in Finland because these people gather around and they all have this song of their life that they want to hear and be performed, and then they have to guess which song is which person's picked. So it's really good. And another good one I'll share to you is called Vain elämä. And that's also Finnish artists coming together, singing each other's songs, but they just make it into their own versions. And I personally have found a lot of versions that I prefer than the original one. And that to me is just, it's the key to connecting with a song, is finding that version that you really like. Do you have any comments about that version? Do you think, which one would you prefer, the original or the female voice, or then this one? Pepe is like he's an old school Finnish singer. We all know him. He's done a lot of songs. I could send some other songs from him as well, just so if you really liked his vibe, I'm sure you'll like other ones as well.
He seemed to skip the chorus a bit.
He made a little shorter version because it was televised, so he couldn't do the full four and a half minutes. But, and again, it's a very artistic take on this song, I think. For me personally, I think this is a very emotional song for him as well, and you could see it a little bit when he was performing. So it kind of came off maybe a little stiff. However, his voice is actually quite nice, especially on recorded versions of this song. So I definitely check it out if you liked this as well. I also have a bit more operatic version, if any one of you is a bit like me and likes a bit more classical music. I'll show that to you as well. That's only about 2.5 minutes maybe, but I think it's worth a listen, just so you also get the understanding of how this song can be used in so many different ways. And I will show that to you here. Fortunately, I'm not sure. I think the singer is called Maija Niskakangas. Let's see what it says. Yes, Maija Niskakangas. Great.
Tämä loistava monokula...
Oh, don't need that. So how did you feel about a more operatic version of this song? Was it in anyone's taste? Yeah. Classical obviously is a whole different area of singing as well. The original one, even though it is Leif's voice is quite deep and crooning in a way, so it's very, there's a lot of voice vibrato going on, but then it's still quite easygoing compared to if you take it really classical. Do you have any questions about the lyrics at this point? Would you want me to go through them again? Just read them through. Any? Yes, Carrie.
What is the difference? Like you said that salitan is just about the same as saisinko, but where does salitan come from?
Sallita, sallia, to give permission is, so saisinko is more, it's almost a more polite way. I'll double check that for you, how, because I was thinking if there's an English word that actually, so sallitko, sallia is to allow, to permit, or let. And then saisinko is more may I have. These are the exact translations of the two. So saisinko comes from saada. which means to get something. And then sallita is more to allow something. If this is making any sense. This is where Finnish gets even tricky for me. But so sallithan is, it's more like, do I have your permission? And saisinko is more, may I please? I think that's the difference.
Okay,
Sallita, yes.
So this sallita, it's S-A-L-L-I-T-T-A?
One T, S-A-L-L-I-T-A.
Okay, sallita.
It's the basic form.
Okay, thank you.
Just double checking. Yes, sallithan is translated to allow me, and saisinko is may I have. So as you can see, there is a very slight difference in the translation of it. Just, yeah, I think even sallithan isn't really used that much. It's more poetic. If I would say, could I do this? I would use saisinko. If I would be speaking to my mother, if I had to ask, like when I was younger, if I would ask permission, I would still use saisinko rather than sallithan, which sallithan is more about the permission, and saisinko is more, may I please? So. Yes, but are there any questions about the lyrics? Do you think it would be too much if I read them through with you again? We could then listen to a karaoke version and everyone could try and sing along at home to it. I can also try to sing. As I said last week, my throat's been a bit sore. It's getting a little better this week. But would you be okay if I go through the lyrics one more time?
Yes.
Silent.
Yes, that's a great idea.
Great. I think this has challenges even like for myself to remember all the what line comes after it. So I think this, it's always good to repeat. But if at any point you feel like, okay, we've done this enough, just please tell me. We can always listen to a different verse again, or just focus on something very particular. Cool. So first verse. Sua vain, yli kaiken mä rakastan. Sinä taivaani päällä maan. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan. Sinisilmiis, kun katsoa saan. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan. Sinisilmiis, kun katsoa saan. Sua vain yli kaiken mä rakastan. Sinä taivaani päällä maan. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan. Sinisilmiis, kun katsoa saan. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan. Sinisilmiis, kun katsoa saan. Ylin riemuni oot, mitä toivoisin. Sä kun istut mun rinnallain. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin. Olet onneni unelmain. Bridge part. Oi sallithan, että mä suutelen. Sinisilmiäs, armahain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuvas seuraa mun matkallain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuvas seuraa mun matkallain. Ylin riemuni oot, mitä toivoisin. Sä kun istut mun rinnallain. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin. Olet onneni unelmain. Stop sharing. Would you like to go straight to the karaoke version, or would you like to listen to the original song once more and then go through to the karaoke version? Which one would you prefer?
I like the woman with the guitar.
Yeah, we can listen to that one. The karaoke is different than all of these versions because it's someone else's made. So we'll listen to the one with the woman. Kallehin. Oh. I'll just quickly answer the chat. Kallehin means my most expensive, most valued. And then maiset, worldly. I'm glad you're asking questions. It's good. And here we go, this version.
Sua vain yli kaiken mä rakastan, sinä taivaani päällä maan. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan, sinisilmis kun katsoa saan. Minä maiset murheeni unohdan, sinisilmis kun katsoa saan. Ylin riemuni oot, mitä toivoisin, sä kun istut mun rinnallain. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin, olet onneni unelmain. Oi sallithan, että mä suutelen, sinisilmies armahain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuva seuraa mun matkallain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuva seuraa mun matkallain. sä kun istut mun rinnallain. Olet kaikkeni aarteeni kallehin, olet onneni unelmain. Oi sallithan, että mä suutelen sinisilmies armahain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuva seuraa mun matkallain. Mä jos kauas sun luotasi joutunen, kuva seuraa mun matkallain.
Yes. Now we can try the karaoke. I'm sorry, I get some messages, but it's a little hard to message everyone back. So you can also send me a private message on WhatsApp if you have any questions, and I'll happily answer you there as well. And if you have something that you want me to share a bit more with more grammar things, I can do that too. It's best for me to do after class so that I can really give you a good answer for that too. Again, sorry that I do want you to ask questions, and I'll write them down so I can answer them back to you as soon as I can. Great. I will now go to the karaoke version. It's a bit different and it's a bit shorter, but I'm sure we'll find our way to it. sang along just now so that you could hear where it kind of starts and ends. I think we should try that again without me singing, and I really encourage you all to try and sing along as well as you can. There's honestly no pressure, just so that you can get the rhythm, try out those words. Yeah, so do that one again. We can do it. Lead in all of us. Great. How many of you actually tried to sing along a little bit?
I tried.
How did it go?
It was fun, but it was a bit difficult because the music was obviously transmitting better on the internet than the words. So, but it was fun. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you tried it.
Could you go through this joutunen again? Could you say
Joutunen. Yes.
joutunen?
Yeah. I'll just check. So joutunen, have to. I think that's the best way to translate it. It's just the way you sing it in this song that makes it kind of tricky. Joutunen. So there's a lot of kind of ooh sound, but the basic word of it is joutunen. Joutua, to have to.
To have to. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just so glad that so many of you at least tried it. Even if it wasn't perfect, it doesn't matter. We're here just to try it out and learn. We still have a couple of minutes. I'll tell you a little bit about next week's song. It's called Sata Salama. So 100 lightnings is basically what the translation would be, which I just love the name of it. It's by Vicky Rosti, and it was our Eurovision Song Contest. Do you know Eurovision? Quite a lot of you probably do. So it was one of our contestant songs in 1987. So it's a lot more energetic. There's a lot more going on. But I think it's also a good one. And I'm so glad I found a version that has a non-Finnish speaking singer singing it. So I think that will really give a motivation boost as well, because she does a brilliant job with it. So just wanted to let you know that. I'll send all of this information to you again on WhatsApp, and for Kerry, I'll send you an email about all of this. I'm still trying to find a couple more different versions of it. There's one, but it's very different kind of a version. However, I think it'll be still fun for everyone to hear. It's by Antti Tuisku, but you'll learn more about him next week if we listen to his song. Yeah, I think this is quite a good place to stop. Unless you have any questions, please send them now. I'll find answers to some of the questions. Oh yes, rinnallain. So rinta is chest in Finnish. This is yeah, but then rinnallain the meaning still is that you're by their side. So even though the first word rinta, where it comes from, would mean that you're chest to chest, it still means that you're by their side. And this is, I think, even the translator kind of sometimes doesn't really get it. I think parallel is a better word for it. I'll send that to everyone. Parallel. So if you have something side by side in Finnish, that is rinnallain, but in English that would be why is that such a hard word for me today? Parallel. Yeah. I wrote it out for you so it makes more sense. Yeah, if you have any other questions, if something came up during this Zoom meeting, you can also just send me messages on WhatsApp. If you have a question that is related to grammar or just the meaning of words, I do encourage you to message the whole group, so because I don't think you'll be the only one with the question. And there's no harm in asking questions. I love it. And it gives you a better understanding of all of it. Oh, and Edison just messaged me that yes, this song was very famous at wedding ceremonies, especially when it came out, because it's such a romantic song. But next week we're going a little bit more kind of rock and roll, and it's by this woman who's amazing, written by really cool men. So yeah, I'm really excited for it. I hope you guys are too. So yeah, thank you so much for this session. I'll see you all next week.
Kiitos.
Kiitos.
Kiitos Nahtaan.
Kiitos,
Kiitos.
Kiitos.
Kiitos. Moi moi.
Moi moi.